That's right. That's right. First and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Name is only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Back at y'all with another Tuesday night class. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, watching Yahweh Shai on me. Oh, good Lord, y'all gonna get them phone calls. Silencio. Okay. Go ahead and make sure this gets on to Facebook. All right, so yeah, man. It's Tuesday night. Something's been brought to my attention by the Sergeant Shamar Yashar that I want to check out. Come on, now. There's been something that's been going on, or that went on a couple weeks ago that I heard about from somebody. I heard about this thing, and I didn't really connect the dots that Shamar Yashar kind of insisted he was doing so. So some people may have seen this publicized trial that recently happened. Somebody give me Leviticus 19. There's a publicized trial that happened. A Georgia couple was put on trial for severe neglect of their 12-year-old son, who they say got cancer as a result of the neglect. This is what was said in the trial. Sorry, Shamar Yashar, give me a synopsis, since you didn't watch it.
I thought the series I seen, it's like a 3-part series.
All on YouTube, right?
That's where I seen it.
Go ahead.
YouTube, maybe other sources out there. It's about a 3-part series. I jumped on in the middle because they're long. Each part is at least over an hour. I mean, it's in detail. It's a trial. It's a full trial. So pretty much, I jumped in the middle, so I didn't catch a lot of the beginning. I didn't buck to the end, but I think we saw the verdict already, right?
Yes, sir.
But pretty much, like you said, they're on trial. It seems to be like they're trying to get them for some type of neglect because the conditions that the kid was forced to be under, also to his health, neglect because of his health, because it turns out, like you said, he wound up getting cancer, and
as a result of the neglect.
Right, as a result of the neglect.
Purportedly.
Right, supposedly, and also to the punishment and the punishment that the child was receiving for the disciplinary actions that she was taking was also an issue. Mm-hmm. So that seemed to be the main part. They were really focused on the disciplinary actions she was taking, and the fact that the child had this health condition, and that they felt that they were neglecting that child from getting the proper health care, which it seems like what they want to do is tie it into her spiritual beliefs, right? Because we know that they're I think they're couple. They're supposed to be in the truth, so they're really trying to connect all that together. But like I said, I didn't see the very beginning, and I didn't watch the end. I kind of jumped in the middle, and I just started really researching it today. So,
yeah. Now, this brother, he told me about this, so I'll put it together. So brothers who we know had approached me about this a couple months back, about this whole situation. Brothers who know this couple who have been put on trial. And you know, what we were trying to set up was an interview. I was going to interview the husband involved in this situation. I didn't have all the details. I was supposed to be filled in on all the details by the husband. You know, we kind of played a little phone tag. I talked to the brother who was the go-between us again. You know, he told me, he said, all right, look, this brother's going to be calling you. Then we never really got in touch. You know, will the Most High be done at the end of the day? So I had a little bit of background on this information. From the way these brothers understood it, that spoke to me, was that this persecution came upon this couple merely for keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments. I believe wholeheartedly that this is what these brothers believe, and this is what those brothers knew about the situation, wholeheartedly. After taking a look at the details presented in the court proceedings, the evidence presented in the court proceedings, and even the own things that came out of the mouth of these parents, we have to now take another look at the situation and see if they are facing persecution as a result of them keeping the laws, or were they actually in violation of the laws? This is the question. Because once I read about the conditions that they had this 12-year-old boy in, that's unjustifiable in the Bible. You can't find it in the Bible. Okay? So what I want to do is, I want to go to Leviticus 19 and the 16th verse first and foremost. And we're going to read something in Leviticus 19 and 16.
What right now?
Yep.
Book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
Read on.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
Right, you see that right there? Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. You're not supposed to stand by idly while your neighbor is suffering. All right? That's the law. This young brother was suffering where he was purportedly locked in a basement for 18 months. And during an 18-month bid, this 12-year-old boy developed a severe and potentially fatal form of cancer that went grossly untreated for a very long duration of time, much longer than he should have. And that's not the Most High's fault. That's not the Bible's fault. That was the fault of parents acting neglectfully. That boy had, and I don't care how bad he was being, there's no reason why you lock your child into a basement for a year and a half's time. I don't care what's going on. You don't lock him in a dungeon for a year and a half, especially he's 12 years old now. If he was locked in a damn dungeon for a year and a half, he ain't been 12 years old this whole time. How is he even being held accountable for being a bad kid on that level? I'm not saying don't punish him. I'm not saying don't beat his ass. But what I am saying is, what type of cruel and unusual treatment is it to lock a child in a damn dungeon for 18 months? I couldn't imagine doing such a thing. Basements are not the most healthy place. Now, a lot of brothers here in California don't know too much about basements, right? I know about basements. This brother know about basements. You lived elsewhere, so you know about basements. If somebody gonna live in a basement, kicking in a basement, what do they gotta do to the basement?
Clean it.
You gotta clean it. You gotta finish. You gotta make it like a house. You gotta make it like the, because it's not built like the, it's like this garage. We're in the garage right now, right? The garage is not a place where you live at. The walls are thin. It's not insulated properly, ventilated, all those various things. So I know people who had their basements cracking. But that's because somebody came in and finished. It's called, remember that they used to always market the houses up there in Washington? This house come with a finished basement. Meaning they turned that basement, it became a second or third floor to that home.
Right.
You see?
Livable condition.
Livable, you can live in that basement. It's all not all dark and damp. You see what I'm saying? And hazardous to one's health. You can't just put somebody in there, a child, a developing, growing boy nonetheless. That's cruel and unusual. Of course, these kids is acting bad, and trust and believe me, I know they need their ass whooped on a multiple daily basis. I listen, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna lock the child into a basement for 18 months? And this is not hearsay. This is not talebearing, because according to the statements that this couple made during the court proceedings, they admitted to doing this, and they just tried to justify doing it. What was that you tried to tell the police after the boy was being bad with the police after he had escaped his dungeonous hellhole? Right,
during the trial, I believe the mob, because they represent, I want to say they represented themselves.
Yeah, they went in there. What is it called? Pro per, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, so she told the officer told him that it took him 2 hours to get any information from the child, because he kept giving false identification, different birth dates. After when he finally put him in the back of the squad car, right, like any Jake, you get put in the back of the car, then you see how real it is. That's when he finally gave up the information.
Huh.
So the mom pretty much was trying to, when she interrogated or questioned the officer, she said, okay, so from what you're saying, he was not cooperative prior to you putting him in the back of a squad car. And the officer was kind of like, well, you know, pretty much, yeah, that's kind of what happened, right? After I put him in the back of the squad car, that's when I was able to get, you know, the proper identification out of him. She said, so what it seems like he was uncooperative until you finally put him in the back of the squad car until he actually faced punishment, then he was able to cooperate. Which kind of lightweight was implying that, okay, this kid is so bad, the only way you're going to get him to act right is by punishing him. Which, like you said, we weren't, you know, we're not disputing punishment. It's just a type of form of punishment.
That's right.
You know, you're using.
See that? So she's justifying locking this boy up 18 months in a damn dungeon by the police having to put him in a cop car to get him to tell the truth. I understand, even if you putting the boy in the damn basement for an hour or so, but you put him in there overnight, he's breathing in all the god-awful fumes that are emanating from this basement. You understand what I'm saying? That's insanity. That is total insanity. And you stood against your neighbor's blood, meaning you saw your neighbor in great despair. You saw your neighbor in need of your help. You saw your neighbor bleeding and you did nothing. Your son, you saw your son developing, you're actually not developing. You saw his health deteriorate before your eyes. He had this form of cancer out. So what was that you was telling me about that cancer that you can see? You can see it forming on his skin.
Yeah, it developed I want to say in his stomach, like in his abdomen section. And it was between the layers of the stomach, so you could actually see it developing on the outside of the stomach. It was visible.
You see that? You can see your son getting cancer, but you leave him in a damn dark, cold, wet basement. Read Leviticus 19 and 16 again. So they were not following the laws. They were breaking a law. Read.
Book of Leviticus chapter 19 verse 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
Read on.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of your neighbor. They stood, the own parents of this child stood against the blood of their own child, which the Most High God Yahweh said, thou shalt not do. So no, they were not keeping the laws. Maybe keeping some, but they broke a very critical law, and this possibly can lead to their son's life and their lives of a certainty. They're looking at over 30 years in jail. It's a horrible thing. Get Ephesians 6 and 4 for me. You got it?
No, I was just
Okay.
trying to get there.
Okay.
I'm going to say check you. 6 and 4.
Yes, sir.
Book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 4.
Read on.
And ye fathers.
Ye fathers. Read on.
Provoke not your children to wrath.
Provoke not your children to wrath. Read on.
But bring them up in but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
Where was the nurture in 18 months in a damn dungeon, man? Esau nowadays, maybe not always, but nowadays, Esau give you better treatment than that. Esau do you better than giving you 18 months in a damn dungeon with a damn jar of pissing. You see? The white man, he'll put you under the damn jail and he'll let you get out sometimes. 23-hour lockdown, not 24. How is it that the most unmerciful and unjust in this instance has outdone you in mercy and justice? How is it? That's insanity, man. That is absolute insanity. Where was the admonition? Where was the nurture? That's what I want to know. Where was it? The Most High and got upset with us as a nation that did all kind of things to us, put us in slavery, and guess what? Still gave us the truth. Where was the nurture, man? That's the question. You're just gonna leave that boy, forsake that young 12-year-old boy in that damn basement. Now look, they got 10 kids. Them 10 kids have been taken from their custody. Now their kids according to the reports that I got from the brothers who's going to put this together, is being shot up with vaccines, eating unclean foods, dressing in God knows what, because they have been taken into the care of the Georgia foster care system. This is what's happened. They become wards of the state due to the situation their parents is in. You see what I'm saying? Including the child that's cancer-ridden that they locked in a damn basement for 12 months. And these kids getting ripped apart. Give me Deuteronomy 28.
I want to say that I don't think they had the lock on it the whole time. I want to say the lock was applied after he had escaped that first time. And then they went.
So he escaped. Why did he want to escape? That's the question. Why did he want to escape? Why were you putting him in such hellish conditions? And then what is this law that she allegedly references during the proceedings? You said something about putting somebody out the camp.
Oh, so I didn't watch the first part. It actually, it was my mom, Duke. My mom, Duke, she's on the, she's older, so she wakes up just reading the news. So,
watching True TV.
Right, doing all that. So, she found this. Anytime she sees anything in the news about Israelites, anything about our nation, she's on it. She's like, I know you've seen this. They got this.
And what's so crazy is I ain't seen them. In the articles I read, I didn't really see them amplifying the fact that they was in the truth.
Yeah, no, and it was weird too because I'm looking on this comment board and a lot of other people out here saying the comment boards, they didn't hear nothing about it. Yeah, see, this is they kind of been keeping this under wraps, which it is what it is. But go ahead.
But you said Deuteronomy 28. You want to that they shall eat.
No, I need that 30 like 31. The children being taken. That's what I need. But no,
like you said, but basically what she was telling me was the disciplinary action that they were taking was based off. They were basing it off the scriptures. Is what they were saying. Basically because this kid wasn't acting right, he was sinning. The actions they were taking was they had to put him. He had to be separated from whatever, right? Because the word holy, right, sanctified needs to be separate. So you got something that's unholy. It needs to be separate.
This is a kid.
They're trying to get us.
This is a kid, and this is the thing. Like I said, the brothers. I was so adamant, and I was looking forward to potentially doing this interview with the individuals in question, with the husband in question, because as it was being said to me, and again, as I think the brothers truly believe, as it was being told to them, it was simply the strictness of them keeping the laws. But once I see that's not what that is. A kid in a basement for 18 months that ain't got nothing to do with the Torah. Nothing. That's not there. You see what I'm saying? I thought it was because their kids wasn't eating pork. Maybe they had them homeschooled. They got them putting fringes on every damn thing. I thought it was maybe something of that effect. No vaccinations. Right. Some type of negligence because they're exposing them to these various diseases or some nonsense that the devil might play.
Well, it would have been a good interview if the Lord would have allowed that, because during the trial, it's majority, it's the mom, speaking the whole time.
The woman speaking.
It's the woman speaking. She's kind of lightweight. You can see she's running it. So it's like he barely spoke. Anytime he, maybe one or two questions, that's it. He sat down. So I'm pretty sure, a lot of facts. I'm sure there's a lot of information that wasn't brought out that he may have, right? Of course, being in that situation, that's probably not being brought out. So that would have been a good opportunity for that person to get a full
full story, of course, from the man,
right,
from the head of the household, and maybe some other alternative facts, these big alternative facts thing going on could have been shared,
right.
But from how we can see it and how we can judge it, from the information that we have now, you put a kid in a goddamn basement for 18 months. That's off, right? Give me Revelations 12 and 17 first before we go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to Revelation 12 and 17, because when I heard this story from the Akim that initially told me this story and told me about the situation in case, this is the first scripture that came into my mind, right? So give me that in Revelation 12.
It's Revelation chapter 12. Verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
The dragon was wroth with the woman. The white man's power is wroth with the woman. The woman is you, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. The woman is the Israelite. The dragon is wroth. The Roman Empire and its resurrection is wroth or angry, upset with the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Because they know they're the last kingdom and you're the first kingdom. 2nd Ezra 6:8-9. Go ahead.
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
And they, wherever we go, whatever's left of us, these white people, these white Romans, the English come from the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Dutch, the Portuguese. They come and they make war with us. Read.
Which keep the commandments of God.
And especially those that keep the commandments of the Most High. So when I'm hearing this information being relayed to me from the brothers that do so, this is the main scripture that's popping into my mind. Because we know there's going to come a day where we especially, all the Israelites are going to get it. Don't get twisted. But those in the truth, they're especially going to try to ramp it up and demonize and come after us.
Right.
This beast, this dragon, the white man, the Roman. So that's what I thought was going on. But after further examination and seeing that there was a poor boy locked up for 18 months, we see something totally different was going on. Right? So give me that in Deuteronomy 28.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
And sons and our daughters shall be given to another people. They just witnessed this happen to their 10 kids. 10 kids given to another people. 10 kids made wards of the state of Georgia. 10 kids. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them.
And there's nothing you can do because you're in jail your damn self. For severe neglect and for standing against the blood of your own son, your own flesh and blood. Read.
It says, and thou shalt look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand.
And that's it. That's the situation they in. So they went off in this instance, man. The Lord be with them. He'll deliver them out of this grand sentence that they're getting ready to get sentenced to. If he's not with them, they will be sentenced. And they will remain in jail. We will see whose side the Most High is on soon enough. But putting that little boy in that damn basement for 18 months is wrong anywhere in the book, period. He wasn't even held accountable. And then like the brother said, they're going to say, well, you know, we got to separate him. We got to put him out the camp. Man, that's his damn house. That's not a camp. That's his house. That's where he lives at. All right? You beat that you beat some sense into that little boy ass, man. All right? And don't go too damn far with that. Like I said, don't provoke your children. Raise them up in nurture and admonishment. Maybe there's some type of disconnect where the father wasn't getting through to the boy because he wasn't admonishing and nurturing him properly in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Maybe if he was, he would have been able to do that and curb the erratic behavior of that kid, but they were unable. Now they're looking at 30 years in a correctional facility for 18 months of agonizing, fearful torture on their own son. You see?
Like you said earlier, if I could say this, like you said earlier, there's a word. It's called balance. You can go back to Proverbs 11:1. The scripture tells you not to spare the rod, right?
That's right.
But then, like you just said, it also says not to provoke your child.
That's right.
So you really, balance is really key with everything. There should be a balance to everything.
That's right. You know, sometimes you whoop your kid ass, and sometimes you talk to the kid. Sometimes you say like, "Come on, man, I gotta keep whooping ass," or you just listen. Don't do that.
Yeah. You gotta realize that the kid is responding to get his ass whooped. You know, sometimes, like I just noticed, you know what I'm saying, with my son, he hates being put on timeout. I sat his ass in the corner and he hates it. So, you know, I found another method where I don't have to pop him or, you know, chastise him that way. You find different ways. You don't just sit up there and just try to go to the scriptures and say, well, I can beat him if I want. If it's not working, the responsibility then relies on you because you're not training your child up. You're not instructing them.
Yeah, you got to train the child.
Right.
And like your brother said, when these cell phones came out, all the kids had cell. Once you get to high school, You got a cell phone. What's the invention that parents came up with after the cell phone came up? I'm gonna take your damn cell phone. You see what I'm saying? These are the various other ways that is more tormenting and agonizing the kids sometimes than beating their damn ass. You see, when he's losing privileges, when he can't do what the hell he wanted, and not saying that they may have not taken these measures, but there was a step that was missed somewhere. Somebody missed the ball somewhere. Somebody wasn't bringing the kid up right, and that's what happened. Somebody wasn't teaching this young boy. At 11, 12 years old, he's ready to be fed, right or wrong. We got a brother in this room, just turned 12. Been around us damn near a year. His father brought him around us. He's getting fed. He's not. He's getting it instilled in him. You see what I'm saying? The principles of the Bible. Where is this kid going? You see what I'm saying? That's the question. What's wrong with this kid? Is somebody not doing that there? Is he not around the right individuals that's feeding him? You see what I'm saying? But I mean, it's got to be, or else why is he acting like that? They said the police said that he ran out. He finally escaped his damn dungeon and found the police.
Police found him.
Oh, the police found him,
Walking with a sleeping bag.
and he played a game with the police for 2 hours to get his name up. You know what that is? That's a badass kid. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. They had to take him and put him in the car in order for him to say, "Okay, my name is such and such." 2 hours. They gave him 3.
2 hours.
With 3 aliases.
Yeah, I think about 2, 3 aliases.
2, 3 aliases, 2, 3 different birth dates he gave the police. That's a lot of false information to give the police. I ain't never seen a 12-year-old just lie to the police about who he is.
He was wondering how he was acting. Because if a kid gonna be in the cab and I'm looking at mine and how he would act, I imagine with that 12-year-old how he was acting.
How he was acting.
When he was giving them that information.
That's a good
Well,
question.
they asked that. They asked about the behavior. It's in the trial. A lot of us, you can check it out.
Because it's long. Because
Yeah,
you know when
it's
that trial comes, they're asking a lot of questions. Some questions you may not think is important.
Yeah, right.
But sometimes they just establishing timeline, establishing precedents. So you sit there and you watch it. Most I want, I'm gonna really take a look and watch the whole thing. I really got the testimony from this brother, testimony from the brothers that told me, and then of course I've been reading up on it.
Right.
On the car ride down here, reading up on it, and it's absolutely disgusting the things that I read. Granted, Esau could be putting extras on certain of the aspects, but it boils down to the kid being locked in the damn basement for 18 months, which was not denied by the parents, and the fact that he developed a life-threatening illness potentially as a direct result of the neglectful treatment of putting him in that basement for 12 months. I mean, to 18 months. That's what I got a problem with. Everything else is out the window. You see what I'm saying? And it seems as if that was the topic of discussion for the trial and not the fact that they weren't allowing their kids to eat pork. How it was initially brought out. You see what I'm saying? And that's a horrible thing. And we got to understand the balance of it. And number one, you know, how long was this couple in the truth? How long were they in the knowledge? You've been raising your kid at Christmas every damn year. And then you take Christmas away from this kid. And then you just expect them to just get with it. Now you done indoctrinated him just like you've been indoctrinated. So just like it's gonna take you some time to unwind and unplug from that matrix, this kid gotta take some time to unplug in that matrix. You just took away from him the most beloved day of the year. I get 2 weeks out of school, I get gifts, it's about me, my birthday, all these various things that, you know, kids get in America. You know, the same things that people use it as an excuse to be wicked and say, well, we're going to do Christmas this year, this for the kids. We know Easter is off, but we're going to have an Easter egg hunt for the kids. You've taken all these things from him, and you should have, rightfully so, because it's evil as hell. But with doing so, if you don't expect backlash, this is a kid. All he knows is, I want Easter eggs. I want all the free candy that he's not looking at. This is Satanism. He's looking at, this is free candy. This is free clothes. This is free toys. Last year, I got a PS. What PS is out now? 7, 4. You know, last year, I got a PS4. You mean to tell me next year I'm not going to get the new console? I'm not gonna get the new game. I'm not gonna get the new Call of Duty, you know, next year. These kids got to be deprogrammed from these things, and it's a little harder. On one hand, it's easier because they're less indoctrinated than you.
Right.
They haven't got it as many years as you have. But on one hand, it's easier because the fact that on the Salaki, it's harder because they don't know how to deal with the things because they're emotionally not mature and ready. Go ahead, Kevin.
If I can say this, man, like I would say that it's also, you know, not for the parents to just look at it as a way that they can just keep their money. You know what I'm saying? You gotta reroute it. It's not anything wrong to get your kid a PlayStation 4.
That's right.
It's wrong for you to sit up here and bust your ass at the end of the year to try to scrape up money to buy them things, you know, for Christmas. Maybe you should
credit the devil for
and credit the devil for it. Maybe you should redirect it and say, with your good behavior, we're gonna give you, or we'll get you a PS4.
Yeah, we give them incentives to
give them
behave.
the incentives. You see what I'm saying? Come on. I mean, that's really clear, and that's some easy stuff to figure out. And again, a lot of responsibility lies on the parents when they're using methods that aren't working.
Let me see.
Go ahead.
And like Kaplan just said, that powerful point. Obviously, that method wasn't working. You had this kid locked in the basement
18 months.
all this time, and the first thing he did when he got a chance was escape and leave. So to take him and put him right back in the basement and think, I'm just gonna put a lock on it, and that's gonna resolve the problem. Honestly,
and you gotta understand, there's something going on with this child in his mind. It's psychological. It's spiritual. What's wrong with this boy? Mashiach Yahushua, the world called Christ, says the whole need of not a physician. Yahushua was a physician. He was a doctor, right? So we under Mashiach are also doctors. We have to really find out and try to deal with, well, what is the heart of these issues? Where are these issues coming from? And you use the Bible to fix these issues. Why it's been given to you, right? Some people don't get it. Some people don't know that, right? So then when it comes time for them to execute it within their own house, they can't do it.
Right.
And that right there is a huge issue. The fact that you couldn't try to get to the heart of your son's issues, so you lock him in a damn basement for 1.5 years time. That's an ugly thing. That's ugly as hell.
God.
That's a little boy.
God.
Right? You have some else?
Yeah, kind of like it's like like anyone who's had a newborn, right? Your newborn baby may be crying. You got to kind of figure out, why is it crying? Does it need a new diaper? Right? Is it just
the
hungry?
baby's not just crying for no reason. He's crying. That's the baby's form of communication. Same thing with a child. This child is not articulate. He doesn't know how to describe the way that he's feeling. He just feels this way. That has him agitated. That's making him act out. Now, the what's compelling him to act that way may be wrong, but if you don't take the time to understand it, he's not a grown man now. You see what I'm saying? This is a kid. You see what I'm saying? This is a child. So he can't understand why I just don't like it. No, I just want to go home. You know what I mean? Oh, I just want to go to sleep. I'm just hungry. All the madness that goes with these damn kids who don't even know what's going on. So you just gonna lock them in the damn basement? That's the solution to the problem? No, that ain't the solution to a damn thing. The solution is right here in the scriptures, and the scriptures did not tell you to lock that little boy in the basement. Don't try to go nowhere in this Bible and tell me why it's okay to lock a kid in a basement for 18 months. Don't go there, because you're lying now. Don't lie on the Bible. Say that's the only option you felt that you can do because you had hit a brick wall with dealing with him on a spiritual level, on a mental level. Which you shouldn't have, being that that's your kid. How you can't deal with your kid on a mental and spiritual level? The product of your own offspring you can't deal with? What the hell is wrong with you?
Right.
This is your offspring. You know this kid. You raised this damn kid. And you can't deal with it on that level? That's a horrible thing. You got to nip these things in the bud. And I'm going to tell you something that you got to watch. You got to watch a kid that run away any chance he gets. You watch that kid like a damn hawk, and you nip them problems early. Everybody in this, majority of brothers know about my little brother. My little brother was running away from home at 4 and 5 years old, running. Well, what's wrong with you? Now look at him. Second stint rehab he's going through right now. Just checked into that. Out of his damn mind. You see what I'm saying? And he's always had these problems. We would have got on him then, maybe he wouldn't be there now. You see what you letting this damn kid, he's having all these problems, and you think the solution is a basement. You lucky that kid didn't escape and kill you. That's what you're lucky. You know, kid, you leave me in the damn basement for 18 months. I'm thinking about how I'm going to kill you when I get out. That's a long time. It's not. It wasn't a weekend. A couple of days. You know what I'm saying? 18 months. He missed an entire year and a half.
Just think about how Ray Gibson and Clark felt when they went to the hole for like
the year. Remember they got out? They went to that hole lot, and then all of a sudden it was old as hell. You know what I'm saying? Later in the movie, standing on them. Remember they standing on the bottles, man. Imagine that. That's horrible. That's a horrible thing. Are you kidding me? Grown men go crazy in solitary confinement in the penal system. Go insane. No, you know what I mean? His mama coming down every evening. Wasn't that what you was talking about?
Yeah, she like at Eve, she'd go down and talk to him. I said she'd go talk to him, you know, and it wasn't a complete abandonment, right?
How do you sleep at night?
Yeah, knowing your son's in the damn basement somewhere, man.
He sleep on her left side, huh? That's just yeah, you're right. You telling the truth. I'm just sleeping cool. I don't know what's going on. Rats in the damn basements are known for having all kind of rats in them. Spiders. You kidding me? Imagine with the type of battles that child had with rodents and arachnids during his 18-month stint in his parents' basement.
Whatever happened to praying for
You ain't seek the Lord. Maybe they did. Maybe they said we sought the Lord.
But
we got oil and anointed them.
What camp they was in?
I don't know. I have no idea what camp they were. You know.
I have a strong inclination that they was the GOCC members.
Well, I don't think they were GOCC members of a certainty. No, I don't believe they're GOCC members. No. But
this sounds like
but,
some real
but here's the thing.
On myself.
Here's the thing though about that. In all we're saying right now, Salaki, real cool. We'll be right back. 1 second. So now I don't believe, like brother was saying, I don't believe they were GOCC members, but they may have been involved in some GOCC-esque doctrine. And why I say that is because there are various scandals dealing with child neglect and child abuse surrounding that organization and surrounding some of those who adhere to the doctrines of that organization, or doctrines that are scarcely similar to that of that organization. You have GOCC in Canada. GOCC in Canada had an incident, from what I heard, had an incident that what happened? Some girl talking about there was a demon on her son and killed him. This is information that I've heard. All right. Who knows? It's some dude on Instagram. Some of y'all may have seen him before. His name is Victims of Miseducation. Who has seen this guy on Instagram before? This guy, Victims of Miseducation, from how the story was reported to me, all right? Don't set this in stone, man, all right? But his sister killed her child. This is what I heard. GOCC Toronto members, because there was like a Nephilim or some type of demon on this child, allegedly. All right. Again, I can't say this of a certainty. I don't know all the details, but I heard this from a very credible source, actually from sources. I heard information in regards to this. So there is some forms and some issues that arose up with child abuse, child neglect, and in this case, child murder with this organization. So it is despicable. Any precepts?
No, I was quick for the precepts. You had there's another case, I can't remember. But remember, I don't know what camp they were from, but it was a Jake.
Oh yeah, this nigga I want to say he just got sentenced finally.
Finally
He just got sentenced,
Con,
and his wife got sentenced.
Con.
You see this, and they're gonna try to put this on Hebrew Israelites
Con.
like we're murdering kids.
Right.
You can't murder a 2-year-old if you think he's a faggot. Okay, that's not in the Bible. He's not a man. He's not accountable for that.
Right.
So they talking about this dude took this little boy in the garage and shot him in his damn head and put his body in the backyard.
Right.
That's not biblical. And matter of fact, give me the law, Leviticus 20 and 13. So don't put that on all of us, man. You come and do. Guess what? You think people ain't trying to call child services on brothers in this camp and other camps and their kids? You know what happens when child services comes and takes a look at our kids? They turn around and they never contact us again. Because there's nothing wrong with our kids is getting the utmost treatment, and they're not vaccinated, and they're not in your goddamn school system. Right? Go ahead.
Look at Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind.
If a man also lie with mankind, read on.
As he lieth with a woman.
Read on.
Both of them have committed an abomination.
Read on.
They shall surely be put to death.
That 2-year-old boy did not lie with a man. He's not a man, number one. And he ain't lie with no man. So he ain't worthy of death. So, but guess what? That nigga's worthy of death. He's a damn murderer. Give me the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. Let's go to the 10 Commandments. You mean to tell me you think the boy got a fruity spirit on him? So you gonna murder that boy? Why don't you raise him to be a man? He's it's not too late yet. It ain't too late to make a man out of him. Go ahead.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill. That man broke the commandments. He was not an upholder of the commandments. Don't try to put that on the Hebrew Israelites that we're just child murderers, man. All right? And we're child neglectors.
Yeah, child abuse.
All right? People that can't listen. Again, people that are trying to call child services. Child services, come to the home. Interview the kids. Interview the wives. Interview the men. And turn right around and you'll never hear from child services again. Number one, because the Most High Yahweh is with you.
Right.
Number two, he's with you because you're keeping his laws. And number three, you're not doing a damn thing wrong to your kids.
Right.
Right? It's not wrong to keep the laws of God. It's not wrong not to vaccinate your kids. It's not wrong to put them on a Hebrew diet. And the damn child services got enough sense to know it ain't wrong.
Right.
But what is wrong is putting your kid in a goddamn basement for 18 months. What is wrong is shooting a 2 or 3-year-old boy because you feel like he's a homo.
Right.
But he ain't had sex with nobody. He's a damn infant or toddler. So you can't judge him. This is sick.
Yeah, the camp. If that's what you try to do, the camp you need to get with is the comet pizza.
Yeah, comet pizza that just murders kids. That's where you get away with murdering kids. The white man is a goddamn child murderer.
That's right.
Okay? Not us. So you've gone into the way of Cain when you murdered that boy.
And all our people did is follow the devil.
Yes, sir.
Just do what he's doing.
That's right. Who's the first person to ever kill his brother?
Right.
The white man. That's why he became white. I think the white man was always a sick specimen.
Right.
He was a black man.
So Jake learned the wickedness from the white man.
That's damn right.
Then follow after the white man, committing the wickedness that the white man commits. Then the white man punishes him for committing the same wickedness that he commits on a larger scale.
Then the white man looks at it and goes, man, that's just sick as hell. How could you do it? You built an empire on it.
Right.
You joke. These people, like you said, Pizzagate, these people at Comet Pizza and his parishioners are joking about a room being utilized to murder kids. Live on social media with no filter. They joke about it.
No trial.
No trials, nothing. Black man does it, what they do and make light of, and he gets put on the jail, which he deserves. He deserves a death sentence. I'm not putting you in the jailhouse. Our names ain't Elijah, okay? Read about him in the book of Jeremiah. We believe he may be back in the reincarnation of that, right? We ain't Elijah, okay? The spirit of the priest of old, this nigga did what? He killed a 2-year-old? He's dead. We throwing rocks, we stoning his ass to death. We may pull out a sword, hew him to pieces. Because the Bible says life way life.
God.
Putting you in jail for 30 years, that ain't gonna help you much. You're just gonna pine away. We need to send him back to the spirit world so he can be freed from his evil flesh and put in his right mind.
That's what the Bible says.
I mean, it's what there you go. It's what the book says. Book don't say nothing about a 15-year incarceration followed by the death penalty like they did Stanley Tookie Williams. He had to pine away 15 years in jail, become the buffest man in the world. Then they killed him. And he was so damn buff, you know, it took 7 minutes to kill this guy. They couldn't even kill him right. It wasn't even working. Switch arms. No, kill him. He did what? Do we have witnesses? 2 or 3 witnesses attest to the fact that this man murdered this little boy and there's a dead 2-year-old carcass found in his property? Kill that nigga for his own sake.
Yeah, let me read this.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 5:5. To deliver such an one unto Satan.
Deliver him to Satan. Why? Read.
For the destruction of the flesh.
Destroy his flesh. His flesh is so evil, it needs to die now. Go ahead.
That the spirit may be saved
That
in the
is-
day of Christ.
That his spirit may be saved. Kill him now so his spirit can be saved. And what does that prove? That we as Hebrew Israelites knew damn good and well we were regenerated or reincarnated.
Right.
We knew damn good and well. Kill him now. All right, his spirit go back to Yahweh. Maybe he come back in a couple generations with his head on straight and not a murderer. But we did so much damn wickedness that now we done live lives of murderers and sorcerers and adulterers, and now we just have to repent. Now we are covered by the blood of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Christ, and that grace has been extended to us. That's a period of time for us to turn from that evil. That's how evil we become as a people. Because locking a boy up in a basement for 1.5 years or murdering a 2-year-old boy for what you feel is him being a homosexual. Well, let's see the type of judgment that nigga gets that killed that little boy in that prison. Let's see. You're doing life. You know what happens to a lot of lifers? They become faggots and sodomites in jail. Whole lot. Hardened gangsters and criminals. Ladies' men. Faggots in jail. Right? We'll see what happens to them. And like the scripture says, the end of that man will be far worse than the beginning.
God.
He was better off never knowing the Bible. He was better off never knowing he was a Hebrew Israelite. He should have became a goddamn Buddhist monk, and the judgment would have been less on him than the Most High getting ready. The Most High gonna work on that nigga. You had something, Sarge.
Say, don't let them run into the numbers game.
Don't let the numbers game. Don't let the Hamites, man. I would hate to say. I would hate to hear. Just Lord, just judge them. I don't know if I want to know about it, because I know it's going to be harsh. It's going to be a very harsh judge. The Most High is so harsh. We was talking about this. My damn woman got a friend who has been murdering black babies since she was 15 years old, murdering them in the womb before they had a chance to live, murdering multiple black babies. She finally got pregnant by the Negro that she wanted to be with. And she felt like this was going to be the keep him baby. And maybe he was going to finally settle down and stay with her now that she's finally pregnant by the nigga she wants to be pregnant by. The Most High God killed that baby in the womb. That's a terrible power we're dealing with. I don't know if people realize the type of terror. Give me the scripture about the king of terrors, please. Somebody. People don't know who Yahweh is. He's him, okay? That's who he is. Him, not I. He is him.
That man.
He's that mama. There go that man.
Wow, that's that man.
That's that man, and he's killing people. 2017, I haven't heard of so many deaths in my life as I've heard. Well, what's it? It's the 20. Well, what? 31. We're 52 days into the year right now. I have never heard about so many people dropping dead in my life. I ain't heard it. People is dropping dead left and damn right everywhere. Locally, nationally, internationally, celebrities dropping dead to a goddamn day right now.
And continentally.
Continentally. It's just death.
Brazil, Venezuela.
This brother's going into it. Everywhere we go, every time I turn on anything, RIP such and such. I'm listening to people's shows, people opening up their show every day. Unfortunately, I hate to open up the show like this again, but we got another person drop dead. The Brady Bunch dropped dead. George Animal Steel from wrestling just dropped dead. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, all the wrestlers died this year. Everybody's dropping dead.
You said that.
The King of Terrors.
No, I said, did you mention dude from Family Matters?
Carl's
Which was
Who?
a maggot.
Carl Winslow died?
You know what? Let me go check.
Check it, because
They
that may
said
be
Bow Wow died.
yeah, there's a lot of also, as much death as there was also a lot of hoax deaths. But it's been so much death, you just believed it, because niggas just been dying. Oh, shit, he dead too? Car accident, shooting. Niggas you know is dead. Niggas on TV is dead. Everybody, the Most High God is bringing judgment in 2017.
That passion.
Who, Eddie Long? Yeah. Praise the Most High God, Devin, for that. God damn Eddie Long.
No.
All right?
Slock, take it back. Hoax.
Not dead hoax. That's
But
fine.
I heard, wait,
Hey,
I heard
he's not dead now. He'll die soon.
Well, he is dead.
Well, he is
it
dead.
just hasn't manifested.
He is dead spiritually. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen. More death and more judgment and harsh judgment. If you listen, the niggas that got killed in 2016, that got a bullet in their damn head, they got it easy compared to what niggas in 2017 is getting. And gonna keep getting up until the day of the Lord, up until the day of deliverance. It's gonna be harsh judgment raining down. I'm talking about raining down like AK-47 bullets from the heavens.
Yeah, I'm sure them people who did that was Israel, some Israelites.
Oh,
yeah, some Israelites, some Whitelites.
Some Whitelites, whatever the hell that is. Some brother said people just put a Y in front of Israel and become scholars on Facebook. Don't see them nowhere else but Facebook. Where's some? Let me stop. Before I get off on another one of them. Who got the King of Terrors from the Bible shop? Somebody got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. There we go.
Job.
Yeah, Joe, right there. There we go.
Job chapter 18, verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted
That's
out
what's
of
going
his
to happen.
tabernacle.
His confidence is going to be rooted out of his tabernacle. He's been moved out of his tabernacle, which is what he built at home, and been put into prison. Talking about the Negro that killed that little boy. Okay, read.
And it shall bring him to the King of Terror.
To the King of Terror, the Most High God, Yahweh was getting ready to work a work. And he probably been working the work because this dude been incarcerated for years, facing trial. Most High working the work and bringing judgment to that nigga, man, for killing that little boy, for murdering that little boy. Real murder. Go ahead. What that's it on that?
That was it on that.
It's a lot. We can do a Q&A.
It's a lot. Okay, yo, let's open up Q&A. We don't want to go into two meetings late. But whatever questions y'all got, just shoot them.
Yeah, well, this Friday, Lord willing, be looking out for this. Who is the accuser of the brethren lesson?
That's right. And a possible another debate. You never know.
And possibly a Gentile debate. We
got a step up.
Got a few guys who committed and then got cold feet at the end.
Come on, man.
So
come let us reason, brother.
It ain't 2 a.m. Somebody said it's 2 a.m. in Cleveland. Oh wait, it is 2 a.m. in Cleveland.
Well, hey,
that's East Coast time.
well, shalom. I'm glad you're up with us. What's your questions, huh?
No, that's the sister Autumn.
Oh, okay, God. Shalom, sis. You know, you ain't doing nothing. You wasn't doing nothing but on Facebook any damn way. Okay. Ain't nothing up right now but Satan and the men of the Lord. All right?
Ain't nothing to
So, yeah, shoot y'all questions, man. Most High willing, if we have understanding, we give answers.
Shouts out to the sister.
The brother earlier, Jamal Stewart, he was asking, what if his forefathers got raped and stuff like that?
Can you prove it? Do you know it?
It seemed like he was trying to defend him, those that got raped by the white man is.
Oh yeah, he was saying
he was trying to defend him to say, well, is the Lord still gonna deal with them? No, those are white babies. Simple and plain.
The Lord God is going to put those kids in slavery.
That's right.
That's
after
it.
dying.
After death in America, they ain't making it out of this hellfire.
Somebody said, why is people always hating on the deacon and the strong priest? Well, it's the strong deacon and the chief priest. You got that backwards, brother. But
chief deacon, strong priest.
Well, yeah, you know. but it's all right. They hated our Lord.
Well, yeah, they hate him that rebuketh in the gates. So
we'll read that.
Yeah, Amos 5 and 10.
Get Amos 5 and 10. Yeah, I told us something, brother. He said, listen, man. Listen, they hate me. You think you better than me, nigga? They gonna hate you too.
God. Book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate.
They hate him that rebuketh in the gate. That's who they hate. They hate us because we're not faggots and we don't teach you have to serve your woman in monogamy. Okay? They hate us because we don't love the goddamn white man.
Right.
That's right.
They hate us because we love our brothers of the northern kingdom.
Right. Profess the name.
They hate us because we profess the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
They hate us because
we don't worship man.
They listen, brother. They hate us because they ain't us. Okay. And what do I mean? Ain't us? Not that we're anything special, but that we are conformed to the image of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
Right.
And they are not. Go ahead.
And they arbor him that speaketh uprightly.
They abhor him that speaketh uprightly. Who they love is the nigga that justifies their lust for smoking cigarettes like so many of them do, and weed, and loving all the nations. Right? And following the doctrines of the white man. Go ahead.
This brother said, are we allowed to have concubines in captivity?
Hey, listen, brother. Can you show me a law that says you can't? All right, then. Where there is no law, there is no sin.
Another brother said, the 4 characters that sound out Yahweh, why is the last character not silenced? Why it's not Yahweh? Break it down.
Because this is how languages work, brother. You connect things. Okay, you don't pronounce everything plain and simple. It's a language. All right. Like this brother across from me, his name is Marakat. Okay, there's a wa in his name, but that wa is connected. You just like in any language, you have things that connect and make a unified sound, as opposed to Yahweh or Mawa. His name is not Mawarakad, or really in that case it wouldn't even be that. It would be Mawarakada. That's not it. Number one,
it would be Ka'ada.
Yeah,
there'd be an extra A in there.
Yeah, and that's no. Well, no, it wouldn't be extra A. It wouldn't be extra A. Ka, no, Ka is one letter. But
go ahead. I got you.
But to say Yahweh would actually make the name of Yahweh feminine. Also, that when you emphasize that at the end, that turns it feminine. Okay.
God.
Or sometimes a th at the end makes it feminine.
2A. So I was saying, if you want to pronounce it like that, you would have to give every little odd.
What you mean? No, there's not two A's though. That's Ra. And there's actually no A.
Let me move on to the next question. What happens when a family member had an abortion? Will they return in this lifetime, or will they be in the kingdom? Well, if a family member has an abortion after a few generations, whether we're here still or in the kingdom, that's when that person will come back.
Person will come back. Person who committed abortion is a damn murderer. But if they did it ignorantly, they can repent. All right.
Why are Israelites viewing truth music is going off? Big debate on social media.
Well, the reason why they debate viewing truth music is going off is because simply, sister, they are crabs. What do I mean when they're crabs? They just hate to see anybody make any sort of progress in that bucket. So they immediately have to try to latch on to that individual and pull them down. They can't find a Bible verse. They can't, they just hate everything everybody does if they're not the same as them.
Follow the land with
That's it. I mean, it's what it boils down to. Like,
yeah, they rather go pay for a Young Thug album than to pay a brother a donation for the Truth album to uplift Israel.
And then they talking about you selling the truth. We hear giving a Q&A freely. It's not the truth. This is me. Like, people act like, don't you know it costs money to go into the studio, to buy the sounds, to rap, studio time, mixing and mastering, producing the music. All of this costed money. I don't know what you niggas think is going on. Like a nigga's finna go platinum or something like that and sign a deal with E1 Records for $500,000 or something like that.
Just to sustain. You got it out?
Niggas are idiots.
Follow the Lamb.
That's in the book of Revelations. And Revelations 10, huh? Revelations 10.
7 or 14.
Come.
Most likely 14 or 7. G-Funk, you asked, if you die in the truth, do you come back in the truth? We're going to read the scripture for you. Go ahead, Al.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women.
What's that mean, not defiled with women? Hold on. Shalakia. I was going to go somewhere deeper, but yeah, Corinthians is a much easier answer for that. Much easier precept. What's that in Corinthians?
Chase version.
Chase version. I present you a Chase version. Oh, I want to say this. 2 Corinthians. 11. Okay, 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 11:2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. As you can see, the chaste virgin is that you following the truth. You're not in contrary doctrines. These other doctrines are these strange women that entice us and take us away from our husband. All right, in the truth. Go ahead.
It says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb.
Which follow the Lamb. Go ahead.
Whithersoever he goeth.
Whithersoever he goeth. So every time you come back, you're in this truth. You keep your lot. You follow the Lamb. If you're following the Lamb in this life, you followed the Lamb in your last life, in the last life before that, and so on and so forth.
That's right, Doc.
Is the deja vu? Deja vu. I don't.
Hey, that name, you may want to change it. I just had to get on a brother. This brother's an ex-gang member. He's involved in gangs. He had a very gang-oriented name. I had to say, brother, hey, look, I get the truth. Change that damn name. Deja vu, for the sake of appearance, change that damn name. Go ahead. What's the question?
Is the 1,000-year punishment in heaven or afterwards, or is it all considered heaven when Yahushua returns? Revelation 11:5. 11 and 15, Salah.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 15. It says, and the seventh angel sounded, and there was a great voice in heaven saying, The kingdoms of this
The
world
kingdoms of this world
are become the kingdoms of our Lord.
have become the kingdoms of our Lord. So as soon as Yahushua comes, it's heaven, and that's when that 1,000 years of slavery begins.
That's right.
Once we die, our souls goes in Abraham's bosom or goes to hell and burn.
Abraham's bosom, and it has nothing to do with what happens when your soul dies. Okay?
Get Ecclesiastes 12 and 10 just real quick.
We're going to get a quick scripture on it, and you can watch. All you got to do is type in on YouTube, SICARRI Lazarus. It's 2 videos on that subject matter. We show and prove that has nothing to do with when an individual dies. Okay, it's a parable speaking about Israel and Esau. All right, and we'll prove it with precept through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Get that.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 10. The preacher sought to find out.
Verse 5.
12 and 5? That was 12 and 7 or 12 and 10?
I thought you called 5.
He said 10. But it was
12 and 7. It's a lot. So the spirit
the
go back
dust.
up.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it.
The Most High gave the spirit, and every spirit that the Most High puts on this earth, when it leaves its earthly shell, its abode, its body, it goes back unto the Most High, period. It don't go to hell or Abraham's bosom. Again, that's a parable speaking of Israel and Esau. Check out when you get a chance. Just go to YouTube, type in SICARRI Lazarus, and you'll get the complete breakdown. 2 breakdowns. 1 complete breakdown, and then 1 that expounds even further upon it through the spirit of power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua on our channel from last year sometime. So no, that ain't got nothing to do with heaven and hell. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna just keep going. It says, when the mark comes, can we cut them up and use their mark for groceries, etc.?
You're not going to be doing that. What are you going to do? Cut somebody's body up and then walk into the grocery store with somebody's severed goddamn forearm and put it on the thing and use their mark? No, brother. It's not going to go down like that.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get some scotch tape, steal somebody's mark, and take it and try to swipe it, bro. You gotta have faith. You're just gonna have to have faith.
Nobody's gonna notice.
That's Jake. That's Jake though. Jake
I'm just walking around. Yeah, got somebody else's hand here. Oh man, come on now. You're gonna get fed the same way you were fed out of Egypt.
That's right.
That's how you're gonna get fed. And if you ain't got faith, your ass is gonna starve to death. Okay.
Hey, Fatima, they said that it's taking away from preaching the word. Fatima, I want to know exactly what Israelite group said that, because there's only one Israelite group on the planet who would say something like that.
Yeah, we know who said it, and it can't possibly take away from teaching the word, because I mean I don't know about with anybody else. I can't speak for anybody outside of the deacon, because he is the resident rap artist in our camp. Outside, I don't know what anybody else is doing, but I know of a certainty it is. I mean, it's 11 o'clock and we're here at his house teaching class. He's right here, so I don't.
Not doing a rap concert.
You know, not doing a rap concert. You know, he didn't miss camp. Say, hey, call me. Hey, you know, brother. Yeah, man. I got this session, man. Like, I'm working on this heat, bro. I ain't gonna be able to miss camp. This man wouldn't dare. He ain't even gonna think about it, let alone call and say something like that. Come on.
What's the purpose of a concubine?
What's the purpose of a concubine? Listen, who asked that question?
The sister, of course.
A sister asked that. Let me tell you something, sister. There are certain things that you as a woman would not understand. And it's not because you're a woman and you're stupid. I'm not saying that. Or women are of some type of inferior intellect. I'm saying that because a man is one way and a woman is another. The same way there are certain things about women that a man cannot understand. I can say, what's the purpose of a I don't even know what's something that these damn women do. So like, and I don't mean this to be demeaning to the sister or any sister for that matter, but we gotta be honest here.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to liken this unto, but you know, there's certain things women do that what's the purpose of asking me a question and getting mad at my answer? You know what I mean? Asking me a question, and then I give you a straight up answer, and you mad about the goddamn answer I gave you. What's the purpose of you doing that? What's the purpose of you asking me a question in hopes I won't be honest and I'll tell you what you want to hear?
Kind of like the question that was asked: what's the purpose of a concubine? You know what the purpose of a concubine is.
Let's not play games.
You know?
Okay.
Khan, can you Aki
Much
give
love, sis. Go ahead.
Can you Aki give a short precept
Video.
supporting truth music? How about the Book of Psalms?
Well, hold on. Let me get that. What's that scripture I got? Hold on. Watch this. Hold on. What's this? You ever heard of there's a wise man that lived in the earth. We're gonna read about him.
It's SICARRI. You're a cold dude for that one, man. All right. Hey,
What is it?
and he said, isn't it to keep you warm at night? That's right.
Get
It's cold.
Get 1 Kings 4:32.
Foreign.
32.
I got it now. 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 32. And he spake 3,000 proverbs.
This is Solomon. He spake 3,000 proverbs. Read.
And his songs
Read.
were 1,005.
Solomon had 1,000 records out. You kidding me?
Okay.
This brother put out 8 records. He's the devil.
Will we age in the kingdom and die, or will we live forever, as well our children?
Living forever and dying. Not dying is not living forever. That's your first problem that you don't understand. Just because you don't die doesn't mean you're not gonna. That doesn't mean you're going to live forever. Okay. You're going to be translated. We got videos on it. What's the video called we did on there?
Everlasting life.
Everlasting life. Look up SICARRI, Everlasting Life in your YouTube search, and you'll get the full breakdown. It's a lot, or else we would, you know what I'm saying? But that's in depth in the spirit of power of Yahweh. So
How about
just look up SICARRI, Everlasting Life. Go ahead.
How about try to get to the kingdom first, then see?
Then ask. You know, we need to start. Brothers be asking, and I'm not, upset with people. You know, I understand the curiosity, and these questions are not stupid. But we got to stop asking about what the kingdom is going to be like and what happens when you die. We need to start asking about, how do I get to the kingdom? What is it going to take to get? How do I please the Most High right here, right now? Those are more pertinent questions.
That's deep.
And it's cool because what's crazy is a lot of brothers that's on the streets that's doing the work. I don't really remember hearing brothers come with questions about what happens when you die. I ain't never heard no brother that I've ever had in the camp. They never came up to me and said, "Hey, what happens when you die?" Brother ain't never asked me that. That's just, why? What happens when you live?
That's right. And that's literally, as far as me, why I've never asked. I've never been concerned with, I've never been compelled by this living forever. You know what I'm saying? It's about getting the fullness out of life rather than, getting the butt into the stick in the captivity we're in now. So that's the understanding of what the kingdom is going to be like.
When you're getting while you're getting whatever you're getting, the sister said you used to be Catholic. How do you pray? Just pray and say Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai and face the east.
Face the
with
east.
Your head covered, sister.
Yeah, you're a sister, so make sure your head is covered. If you maybe want to download a Compass app, okay, whatever you do, don't bow to any white women. And a statue of a white woman, and pray to her like you learned in the Catholic Church, which was so evil that they taught you. Never do that again in your life.
Dan will be in the kingdom.
That's right. Dan.
Someone said Isaiah 63 happened already.
Get Mark 12 and 27. We'll tell him to prove it.
Tell him crack kills.
Crack kills.
And so does heroin.
But Isaiah 63 happened.
Isaiah 63.
When did it happen? It happened with Judah Maccabee. Judah Maccabee was not by himself. He had a host with him.
A whole army.
A whole army of the southern kingdom was with him.
Yeah, and this angelic figure was said to be by himself in Isaiah 63.
And when did Judah Maccabee array himself in all white? When did that happen? Show me that. These guys make things up because they're the same ones that crucified our Lord. Give me that.
12:27.
Uh-huh.
Mark chapter 12, verse 27.
Read.
He is not the God of the dead,
This is Yahweh Shai speaking. He is not the God of the dead. Read on.
but the God of the living.
The Most High Yahweh is the God of the living. Read on.
Ye therefore do greatly err.
Don't worry about that. There's answers, and it's in the scriptures, and we can deal with it. We have dealt with it. We put it on the record through the spirit of power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. But you need to spend your time asking the pertinent questions that deal with your salvation now while you're alive and what you need to do to serve Yahweh now. You want to know what happens when you die? Die. Then you'll know. All right? Other than that, you need to be concerned with living because you serve the God of the living.
He said 14, not 63.
Isaiah 14. Well, when did Isaiah 14 occur?
Yeah, when did, even if those fake white Jews were the real Israelites, when did they have all the nations in captivity?
It's like, you're stupid.
If
you believe that. Not saying the brother that's asking that is stupid. Maybe he's just asking. So I'm not, anybody who believes that is dumb as hell. You would have to historically produce the document that shows that, which you can't do because it never occurred.
Right. Also says whose servants they once were.
Again, that exactly. That means every nation. Where's every nation in slavery to Israel? Show me that happening. Didn't happen in Solomon's time. Solomon didn't have nations in slavery. Okay, go ahead.
Revelation 19:12, a name written that no man knew.
A name written that no man knew. So are people saying that, is he asking because people think that this isn't the name? So let's go here, get Revelation 19.
Somebody grab it real quick.
And we're going to start at 11.
God. Book of Revelations, chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doeth judge and make war.
He's coming to judge and make war in righteousness. Read on.
His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his head were many crowns.
Read on.
And he had a name written.
There was a name that was written, read.
That no man knew.
No man knew. Go ahead.
But he himself.
Now let's skip to verse 16.
Verse 16. And he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written.
It's a name. It's talking about the same name that was written just a few verses earlier. There's a name written. What is the name?
King of Kings.
That's the name that was written on him. Read.
And Lord of Lords.
So, no. Sorry, try again. I know that these people are running around reading one verse in the Bible to you and trying to say that this means you can never know the name of Christ or he's going to have a new name. The name that was on him was King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the title that he's been given from the Most High God over there.
That's right.
That's all that was there.
Yeah, and they don't say that about the most. What scripture do they go to?
They don't go to any scriptures about the Most High. They go to scriptures about Yahweh Shai and apply it to the Most High, which is evil. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 58. Matter of fact, hold on. Officer Yahash, get up here and do that breakdown. Matter of fact, real quick. I want the officer. He got a powerful breakdown on the name, and I want him to just lay it out.
Just lay it out real smooth for you. Nice and neat.
That's right. Neat.
Nice and neat.
Neat like the big spectre. Go ahead.
Spectre neat.
Yeah, Yasharahla. So, I was watching this Gadite brother get into it with them GMS dudes, about the name. So, I decided to, pull up a couple precepts myself. So this is Genesis 4, and 26, right? The name is very, very, very important. We're going to get to why it is important. This Genesis 4:26. It says, and to Seth, to him also, there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. Right?
God.
Now I'm going to get Salakia. Let me get
What you got? Hold on.
Deuteronomy. Now we're going to get straight to it, right? Let me get Psalms 145:21.
You got that one? You got another one?
God.
Yeah, and then Isaiah 26:13, and the last is going to be 28, Deuteronomy 28:58.
You want 145, 21?
Kind.
God. Book of Psalms, chapter 145, verse 21. My mouth shall speak the praise of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name
That's right.
forever and ever.
Bless his holy name forever and ever. Give me that in Isaiah 26:13.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 13. It says, O Lord our God, other lords besides thee have had dominion over us, but by thee only will we make mention of thy name.
Of thy name is very important. Let me get Deuteronomy 28:58. What the chief priest was going to pull out, dealing with the curses, man.
God.
All right.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, Yahweh, thy power.
Yahweh, thy power. Okay, fearful and glorious name, man. All right. So that's a curse, man. If we wasn't to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, and fear the glorified name of the Most High, Yahweh, we was going to continue in the curses that we are instilling today, man. So take reverence to that name, man. All right. Whether engraved, enslaved, okay, or suffered tribulation 10 days. All right.
Right. Engraved, enslaved.
Let's get the lost right there. Broke you right on down. Okay.
Listen to that 6'3" album, man. The deacon is speaking the truth, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, this ain't for play, all right?
That's damn right.
He's feeding the people, man.
That's right. All
right.
Now he's talking to
Engraved in slaves. Oh,
you know. Let's get
10 days.
let's get number 6 and 27. If he ain't get it, he ain't get that. Get number 6 and 27.
God.
All right, like the brother said, part of the reason why the curses came upon us is because we don't fear the name. If you're saying the name doesn't matter, or you can call God Yo-Play Yogurt, that means you don't fear the name. And that's partially why we're in captivity. That's a part of the law, statutes, commandments. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. Read.
Book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 27. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel.
If you're a priest of God, you put the name of Yahweh upon the children of Israel.
God.
That's what the Bible says. Read on.
And I will bless them.
And you will be blessed when the name is put upon you. But as he read in Deuteronomy 28:58, you are cursed when you do not fear that righteous, wonderful, holy, and fearful name of Yahweh. Right. That name that is terrible amongst the heathens. Right. Are we saying that if you don't know the name, you are totally disqualified from salvation? I didn't say that. I can't say what's going to happen. But you guys don't have an excuse. Do we just go around and say, hey, man, Yahweh's going to kill you? Hey, Yahweh Shai is going to kill Black Lives Matter. Do we just tell people who don't know that? Of course not. God, the Lord, the Most High, Jesus, Christ, the Messiah. Yeah, you use these terminology with the ignorant. Once you come into the know, you learn these things. You begin to come back into your heritage. Part of that is learning the Hebrew. And it's not Ebonics Hebrew. Okay, it's literally a scholastic form of Hebrew that's called Tiberian Hebrew. It's not made up Hebrew. It's Tiberian Hebrew. Do your study, do your due diligence, your research, and you would find out but you call it Ebonics Hebrew because you love the white man. That's why.
God.
And anything he doesn't put his stamp of approval on, you have an issue with, because white supremacy has totally engulfed your mind.
God.
That's all. Is there a precept?
Precept.
Go ahead and get Exodus 3. Go ahead.
Book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 12.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought this don't mean what we think it means. Huh? Go ahead.
God. I will also leave in the midst of thee.
In the midst of thee, read.
And afflicted and poor
Are we
people.
afflicted and poor right now, today? I know I am. Go ahead.
God. And they shall trust in the name of Yahweh.
Oh, the afflicted and poor shall trust in Yahweh's name. Not in the kingdom are we going to get the name all of a sudden. When you are afflicted and poor, you will trust in that name. So let's go to Exodus 3 and about the 15th verse. And we can wrap on that. Go ahead.
This is Exodus 3 and 15.
Uh-huh.
And God said moreover unto Moses,
What did he say? Go ahead.
thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel.
This is what Moses was commanded to teach your forefathers. Read on.
The most high power of your fathers,
The God of your father. Read.
the God of Abraham,
That's right.
the God of Isaac,
Uh-huh.
and the God of Jacob,
Read on.
hath sent me unto you.
Uh-huh.
This is my name
What? This is my name. Gonna tell you the name. Read.
forever,
Forever. Read.
and this is my memorial unto all generations.
So all generations you remember and you call upon the name of Yahweh. That's a part of the law, statutes, and commandments. That's in the second book of the law, the book of Exodus. One of the first commandments that the Most High gives directly to his servant Moses that delivered the Torah to us.
Sure.
We see it there, and it's forever. The same way a border of blue and fringe is forever. Numbers 15 and 38. The name of Yahweh is forever.
God.
Anybody telling you different is a goddamn lie.
Right.
With that, we're going to close
wait,
up.
Luke,
Salakia, real
Let me
quick.
get this for my main man, Shield of Wisdom.
Okay, perfect.
This
So,
is,
brother Yahweh, I believe.
he asks, what is the word? What does it mean? The deep.
Mhm.
What does the deep mean? In Luke 8 and 31.
Hey, you ain't deep. No, go ahead.
It says, and they besought him, the demon speaking to the Christ, and they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. And that word deep, meaning the pit, the abyss, they were just asking the Lord not to destroy him.
That's right. They asked him not to be destroyed. That's why also they said, are you come to torment us before the time?
Right.
I don't know if it was those demons or it was another demon or maybe in another one of the Gospels. They used that phraseology. But basically, Yahweh Shah, of course, had power over the demons to destroy them.
Right.
All right? That's something that uniquely belonged to Yahweh Shah that Yahweh gave to him. Not, of course, that Yahweh couldn't do it, but he doesn't give that power to just any one of his creations. But he gave it to Yahweh Shah.
Right.
So the demons were afraid, right? That's why when the demon, we read in Acts, where it said the vagabond exorcists was going around, and they was trying to cast out demons by Hashem Yahweh Shah, and they said, listen, Yahweh Shah, I know, Paul, I know, who the hell are you?
Right.
You don't even have the power, so they're not afraid of him. When Yahweh Shah spoke, as he did as a child in the synagogue, he spoke as one that had authority over them demons. So them demons were scared of him, and they knew he had the power to destroy them. So they begged Yahweh Shah not to destroy them. So what did Yahweh Shah do?
Put them in the pigs.
Put them into the pigs, and the pigs ran off a cliff. But he didn't utterly destroy that left-hand energy
Right.
that he could have.
Shalak.
Go ahead.
But we was then supposed to do a video called Unemployed Demons.
Come.
Because when Yahweh Shai comes, all the demons that hop on Jake are going to be destroyed.
That's right.
Because we're all going to be righteous in the kingdom.
Yeah, they're not going to have a job anymore. So what's going to happen? That's why, because that legion of demons was all on one Israelite, right? So they said, look, are you coming to torment us before the time? Because all the demons that hop on us know they are going to be exterminated. They know they're going to cease to exist because we're not going to be susceptible to them anymore. They're going to be unemployed, right? So they definitely afraid. What's up? What are you going to do to us?
We got a contract.
They're like, look, I got 2,000 years left on this mother. Like, y'all, you can't just kill me now. So Yahweh Shai put them into the pigs.
Right. The scriptures say, fear him that can destroy the body and the soul.
And the, right? Everybody can't do it. So with that, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and say shalom.
Shalom.